October 15,
Now, let's go back to
2023.
the situation where you're on solicit.
October 15, 2023. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Playing a little online poker, having some fun. Did some movement and gaining clarity on things in my life. You know, we connect the dots going backwards. Things make sense in hindsight, and our job is to make sense of things. So that's what I help with embracing your healing journey, helping you make sense of things as I've been making sense inside of my life. And we're having a lot of fun taking out the trash, in you know. So we're building detox programs. I received a lot of beautiful inspiration today. You know, we can do that as we open ourselves up, open our heart out, and really embrace our healing journey. I just really love it. So it's a beautiful thing when we come with a healing intent. You know, I think some of the teachings here are to be able to coexist and to be able to share, to really consider each other. And we're going to be getting into gift giving and all that as we head into the season here, of where we really amplify that outside of ourselves and embrace and embody that. There's a lot that I've learned throughout my years here, and today was a very inspiring day where, you know, it's just a friendly reminder of who knows what will come, and really finding that trust inside of yourself, that worrying really doesn't help much, especially when we worry too much. So we have to be very careful. And so that's kind of like the beginning teachings of being a warrior or a worrier, and really becoming a spiritual warrior is the answer, because that's one of the questions is what is the answer? What is the answer? Because we're all searching for the answer. We're all searching for a good deal, and really what is the answer? And so the answer that I propose, because we have companies and we buy products and services for answers, for solutions in our life. So we have solutions, we have answers. That's where the value comes from. And I help finding that value inside of ourselves, you know, building Internalized Mind is a kind of a branding agency in itself. So it's kind of like a branding agency, and first and foremost helping each individual brand themselves in a way so that they can become profitable. They can become a profitable enterprise all in themselves, because ultimately we have to do this to be able to float in life. No matter what type of changes, what type of winds, storms that may come, that may arise, we have the ability, and that's the beginning parts of the Meditate and Blossom meditations, is self-responsibility. Starting to get into the healing holistic being coaching programs and we're just starting off now with the detox, and so we're specializing in the detox programs. That's what I specialize in. That's what I'm an expert in. You know, brand ourselves as really excellence, and to get to that excellence, embracing your healing journey, coming from the heart, coming from a healing intent. It's good to see people successful, and that's a big part of it. And we're going to get into that, getting out of the web of judgment. And it's also important to consider more than ourselves, seek honesty and sincerity inside of ourselves. You know, we've come to have money as a symbol of success, and not to get lost in it, but there is a part of thinking about it. So we are building Think and Grow Rich mastermind groups for the benefit of all, for the well-being of all, in the hopes and the prayers of all to be well inside themselves, and taking on the study of health, helping people embrace that. That's what the healing journey is all about, embracing the healing journey, being able to embrace the study of health. And we have some beautiful products and services that we're building, and it's about the people, it's about the company. So that's where we're building the client list and being able to help other people, and being an example of, hey, I'm just being really straight, honest from the heart here, not trying to waste people's time. So there's a part of an email list, but I feel that needs to be respected. That's a very sacred space. You know, what is urgent, it has some sense of urgency, the communication, and helping people kind of, you know, first I believe that we all should have our own blog, so that if anybody is interested in our life, they can go there. And this is what I'm doing here. I'm just sharing and building a YouTube channel, my own channel, right? We can build our own television channel. I mean, this is growing up. We used to watch like Carissa Explains It All. Like you watch MTV, and there'd be like somebody that, getting into like reality TV shows, and we all can have our own reality TV show type thing. So a big part of it is just getting in front of the camera, right? Because one of our biggest fears is public speaking, and it's public speaking in a way. But understanding, embracing your healing journey, and coming from the heart and sincerity, and it's about loving yourself. It's about forgiving yourself. That's what I'm doing here now, and playing a little poker, just relaxing a little bit, being easy on myself, because sometimes I can be hard on myself. So we teach kind of like how to speak to yourself lovingly, because first and foremost, loving ourselves and speaking to ourselves in a loving way, learning the love language within inside of ourselves, then we can more lovingly speak to other people, because it's like we have all these pressures in society and culture and everything, and so sometimes it's like we try to hold it together in front of everybody else, and then when we're in private, it's like a lot of craziness. So understanding that we're already together, so it's about coming together inside of ourselves, really mending all the pieces, and being able to utilize money as a tool for good, as a tool for help, and getting out of ourselves. So volunteering is a big suggestion, and just being able to go volunteer. It's kind of interesting as we have like more time in a way, more time precedently as we've ever had, to free time, leisure time, to do whatever we wish, and not have to worry about things. So that's why we're focusing on the beginning teachings of becoming a peaceful warrior, really fighting the good battle of taking care of worry, making sure that we're not worrying too much. There is a part of like looking at things and worrying, building the sense of urgency that there is a solution required, that this is serious, but we get into comic relief and lightening up as well too, because we don't want to be worrying too much where we're creating harm. It's our responsibility to find that trust inside of ourselves, and to really trust ourselves, so that we can follow our North Star. That's what we're getting with the beginning teachings of becoming a peaceful warrior. We have to understand that we have to become a better decision maker and become an excellent, expert decision maker. So how do we do that? Because we got to become more a decision maker. We're our own data analyst, and so we have to be not afraid of making decisions. Understanding that there is the decision of no decision, and that's where we allow ourselves to ride the fence a lot. And so we get into the healing journal that I'm finishing up. That's kind of a main product. We already have products as well too, and we're taking this underground. This is like primarily, I love birch trees, and there can be a lot of talk on the internet, and so we're helping people with the brand, right? Because we got like the Master Shane brand, we have the Internal Arts Mind brand, and we have more coming out too. And how to brand yourself, and understand like we have this public image. It doesn't necessarily mean who we truly are, and there is a part of a private life, because it's easy to talk on the internet and not have to face that person, but understanding like your own expression is your own expression. So we have to be careful what comes out of our mouth if we want to live a good life. So that's where we get into kind of identifying when there's crap coming out of us, because that's where we're getting into with detox programs here. And it's not to point fingers or anything, it's just the reality of living in a kind of a toxic world. There's been a lot of pollution, understanding in spiritual terms, so that we can get into the solution. And so we have this public image. It's like a filter in a way, because it's not speaking ill will or bad in any way. It's just identifying, okay, we have a different grade of serious students. We're all a student of the universe. It's just we're all devoted at different levels, and so we have programs for all levels. And the first image is really like, are you playing poker? Like I'm actually playing poker right now as I'm speaking to the audience, and taking care of the audience, really loving the audience. That's a huge difference maker with here, where I'm just speaking from the heart. I'm not like trying to waste too much time. I'm trying to like be very, very peculiar about how I present myself. I'm just here to be raw and real, because Master Shane is a real deal. That's kind of like my branding for Master Shane is I'm the real deal. And it helps me because I review myself, I embrace my healing journey, so I'm able to adapt, which is the number one skill in poker. Like that's what makes the really good professionals with the excellent, the best of the best, the cream of the crop, and is that ability to adapt. And that's what the system is. We need a system that works. It works, and to make sure that we're following the protocols and the systems, not making it too complicated. And that's what we do, understanding feedback and how we can reprogram ourselves in less time, because time is not the answer. Actually, the answer is to be able to reduce as much time as possible. And so there's the beginning parts of understanding that hard work and labor is not the answer. There must be more to the equation than that. Hard work is part of the equation, and it is necessary, and there's a part of loving the work that you do. And that's the beauty of the time that we're in, is that we can embrace more things that we like to do. So different hobbies and different, maybe like painting or poetry, getting in nature. And it begins with embracing your healing journey, understanding that it's about developing your consciousness. So there's a part of the spiritual practice that's part of my healing journey myself, and that's another purpose, intent of these videos, is to be able to share and get that out there. Because ultimately that's what needs to happen, is getting it out there. And it'll develop as well too, as we can refine it. And ultimately we are our own best product, and that's where we're refining ourselves here, and being able to face ourselves, being able to face the camera, being able to face the mirror within inside of ourselves. Understanding, you know what, it's not to put myself down, it's to understand if there's any part of me that I don't like anymore, or that no longer serves me, I can change it. So this is being the change that we wish to see inside the world. There's a lot of things going on inside the world, but as we begin and search inside of ourselves, no enemy within, no enemy without. So if we're finding enemies without, we need to go within to make sure that there's no enemy within. That's what I'm sharing as I'm embracing my healing journey, because I have healing to do. You know, I'm not done healing. Right now, we're rebuilding the body. There's a lot of things that I've learned through different experiments, and that's what we're teaching, that we're all data scientists, so getting excited. And then you can do your own studies, your own experiments, and that's what we're sharing here. It's Sunday, October 15th. You know, self-responsibility, self-accountability is number one. And so I'd like to be able to, I'm building classes. That's the number one thing, is the Unvarnished Truth Circle, building classes there. So we'll get the information out there. If you're interested, great. This is a video that you can watch, and you can get a taste, and you can kind of see what it is to be able to sit with me. And so we'll get into one of the meeting rooms, or we'll be out here, and we're holding classes. And that's ultimately what this is. Who wants to embrace their healing journey and come along with me, where we sit down and we really get to get that feedback, and be able to talk to each other and see, okay, what are our goals, how are we doing with our goals? And what we're inspired with is being able to have wellness goals, health goals. And to become a better data scientist, to make better decisions, become an excellent expert data maker, we need better records. And that's what I've been doing for so many years, embracing my healing journey, which I'm able to share and help other people get really, really good. Because like the structure and organization of everything has taken like so many years and so many years, and getting to a certain understanding. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go on a different table. Everybody left. That was a fun thing. One time I did that. I was playing a cash game, and I actually like won all the chips. So who wants to sit down? And we're having fun, and just understanding that it's just continuous steps. And as we get really, really good, we can take massive quantum steps as we expect miracles inside of our lives, getting into understanding what exactly is expectations. So this is like jet fuel, and like, you know, long-term fuel as well too. Finding that pace for you that you can start to build that frequency. You can start to build compound change inside your life. I feel really confident inside of myself, of where I've come, and my pace that I can endure, that I can fulfill. You know, just a beautiful pace. You know, I've been kind of doing some experiments lately staying awake for a couple days. And that can be helpful, but it's helpful to getting more relaxation, and it's really nice to get a good like 7 hours or something sometimes, just to have that. But we're getting deeper into other things as we're building the pace, we're building the frequency, being able to the rhythm, the ritual, as you say, right? We're helping people build the spiritual practice and loving themselves, because that's ultimately what this is about. The highest teaching is all is one. However, somebody gets that so that they get to this level of inspired by potential where they want to do good inside of the world, where they want to give back. And that's what we're doing here. Lots of beautiful inspiration and clarity to be able to execute this week. So that's what we're doing here Sunday. We're planning the week, we're looking at the week, how does the week go? Taking that time where we're not necessarily working hard, but where we're working smarter and being able to build clarity upon the outcome and what we're literally looking to achieve. Because that's number one, is that we just ride the fence too much and we're not making the decision. We don't have a sense of urgency enough to make the decisions inside of our life that we need to make. And especially the small decisions. Like taking an afternoon to figure out what to eat is not necessarily a great decision, a great idea to make, to invest so much cost in such a decision. So that's why we're getting into like the detox programs and what exactly we need. And what we need is to become profitable, is to create an enterprise, an entity inside of ourselves for different specific reasons, and we'll go deeper into that in the weekly classes in our Virtue Circle. But not having to worry about money, that can bring about a lot of stress and a lot of worry. And not making it too complicated. I've made it kind of complicated throughout the years, learned a lot, so that's kind of like a problem that I'm solving. That's what we do, a business is solving some type of problem. And marketing, communicating that is been very successful in such a manner. So being able to just be with somebody who is clear thinking is very, very valuable. As humans, we're incredibly valuable, and embracing that, becoming more resourceful, embracing the healing journey so that you can become more resourceful for your emotions, first and foremost, having more courage, tapping into that, getting inspired about challenges, understanding, not becoming so reactive, and being able to take that breath, take that pause, to be able to make to give yourself the opportunity to make a better decision by gathering better data, keeping good records. That's one of the hugest problems that we could face if we're not keeping good records. So that's why we'll break. It's very simple. It's easy game. This is one of the coaches that I've studied with in poker. I played professional poker for 8 years. His material, his work was easy game. So that's what he did, is he brought poker and he made it into a concept, into a system that you just exclaimed easy game, because that's that's the end. It's an easy game. Be able to get to that point where you have that confidence and you have that self-esteem. You're not sweating it. You're not stressing it. That's becoming a peaceful warrior, because that's going to cause so much more getting in that vicious cycle, of that destructive cycle, where you're not clear-headed, you're not clear thinking, you're not making good decisions. Those poor decisions are creating poor conditions and situations in life, and we get too focused on the outcomes, understanding that to become a better decision maker, we need to focus on the decisions. So we have to gather and have good data and not get lost in the streams of data. And so that's where I'm sharing my healing journey of what I'm working on and what we're getting into, and we're building systems, and we're taking it in such a way that the people who are actually receiving it, the most loyal audience, are going to benefit greatly, not just like entertainment-wise and being able to take knowledge and have more wisdom and make better decisions inside their personal life, but become a business, become a professional, and build networks. Because what I'm thinking about is really like building some businesses that are, as you would say, network marketing per se, but you are becoming a business in itself. So ultimately, like, you have to understand this. You can talk whatever you want to talk, but you have to become a businessman. You have to learn business. They're great ideas. You have a very low cost entryway to get into the business, and it's being able to create business structures that don't have a lot of expenses so they can pay out to the people who are doing the legwork, the distributors of the business. They're being benefited. They can be almost like a business owner inside of a business. They're a partner inside of a business in a very low cost way. And so a big part of that is embracing your healing journey and being able to learn how to speak with people. And I've been doing that in a very big way that I've learned so much, because I'm just taking the stance of getting outside the community and talking to people and understanding, like, I'm not focused on getting something from somebody, making a sale. I'm presenting it like I have this solution. Like, what I have has been very difficult to be able to communicate. And then my biggest thing is being the change that I wish to see, being a testament to everything. And so here I am, and just being a testament, just sharing here like a vlog as we're creating that. There's a new camera that I want to get. There's a new camera that I want to get. So first I have this camera, and it's being more resourceful, being more frugal, being more a better decision maker. A decision is the allocation of our resources to come to some conclusion or to be able to make some type of action. And that's a big part of it, is that we're already rich in so many ways. So that's why we get into the meditation, the 21-point experience, where we're selling silence. Like, we're selling some really, really good silence. It's going to help get you in a homeostasis state where you're allowing your body to heal. Your body has an innate healing ability, and being able to give it the best opportunity. You have certain products and services, and this is what I share. We all have to make a living. And so there is a part of branding yourself of, what do you really believe in? What are the products? So why not use products that you're going to be able to profit from, that you're going to be able to become an influencer of, like that's the time that we live in. And so it's for us to step into that mirror, to step into that camera and be able to get on camera, be able to step on stage and just be and express how you feel. Just not get caught up in all this entanglement of other people's opinions. We need data to make better decisions, not opinions. We need the numbers, not stories. The story is the story that we're living. So what do we want to affirm into our reality? So we have the Unvarnished Truth Circle this week. Every week we have a mastermind group that we're building every week. So this is about self-accountability, self-responsibility. Who wants to train? Who wants to work with me? It's $125 to sit down with me. For right now, I will do $85 to sit down with me, but that's just kind of a coming out launch party that we're doing here. As we're building that, I have so many works in place, and it's just publishing things. So as I do that, then I become rich and famous, as we say, and that's where I'm just kind of having fun right here, where it's just seeing, okay, like who really cares beyond the rich and famous, because it's not about the rich and famous. And so who's watching? Who really takes action of what I'm doing here and breaking this simple and teaching and putting it out there as an OG. Here's the playbook. You can follow along if you want and see your own success inside your life. And work with me, take those times to invest inside yourself, understand the power of mentorship, especially someone who knows like what they're doing and everything. Not saying like I know what I'm doing with everything, but I mean there's been a lot of people with everything where they're sort of like comparing me to somebody who's like twice my age. Like, I have a lot of wisdom for my age, all right? So just sitting down with some wise guy is very beneficial, because that's what I've been doing my whole life, is seeking out wise people and sitting with them and getting my learning on, getting my understanding on this. So I'm doing helping other people, getting their understanding, their learning on. You can watch if you want. The thing is that there's so much data, there's so much information out there. Being able to build clarity inside yourself can be very, very beneficial. Number one is we have to become better decision makers, to be a better peaceful warrior. This is what I believe in. And we're creating different companies as well too. As we're understanding this is getting out of the web of judgment. As we stop judging we're less affected by the judgment. And that's what we got to do so we can be able to move and adapt in life, because that's what number one success is all about, is the ability to adapt, the ability, because they say, a lot of things are happening and the skills can be whatever, irrelevant in a very short period of time. Who knows what really goes on? It's about being able to think clearly, being able to become an independent thinker, and really taking care of any type of hindrance inside of yourself that's going to stop you from success, because failure is the lack of success. So the only way that you can fail is if you lack success. So just make sure that you have success. That's what internal honest mind is about. Building this. It's fun, having fun, letting loose, comic relief here, watching some comedies and just having some fun. Mentorship has just been so great with me, and being able to get that feedback so that you can make the changes to be able to live your dreams. That's just an empowering question of what is stopping me? What is stopping me? So it's like, if you're looking for something to do, what's stopping me from living my dreams? Because you have your dreams, and the beginning parts of that is having your dreams. I've been talking to a lot of younger people, and they may have a sense maybe it's possible that I have a dream, but I don't necessarily. That's where we have to be careful with science. We become our own scientists, but understanding that the belief inside of itself that the universe has no purpose is so depressing. It's the most depressing belief ever that can be ever conceived. And so it's just understanding, if we believe that, we need to know the necessity of creating a purpose inside of our lives. So we have something that moves us. So we have something that holds us accountable. So we have something that excites us, rather than just trying to find attractions outside of ourselves to entertain us. We need to understand that we are the attraction. It's for us to become the best business, the best product that we possibly can, so that we become profitable, we become excellent, we become a master in our craft. And finding some type of craft that helps you come alive, so you enjoy life. We're here, if you're alive, you're alive, so enjoy it as best as you can. There is a part of using money to take care of yourself, but not worrying about money. So using the urgency to understand you gotta make something happen. We don't just have time to waste, just throw away here. We also have the study of health, and getting inspired to take time to be able to study health, and taking health inside of your own hands and study everything. So internal arts mind, we begin to get into meditation, understanding the different states of consciousness, the different states of mind, and how to enter those different states of consciousness. Because that's our answer, that's our solution here. Staying stuck, so we can look at failure and success as different states of consciousness, understanding that the problem and the solution are different states of consciousness. So to change the problem into the solution, we need to change our consciousness. So it begins with, where are you? What state of consciousness are you in? Which, to make better decisions, to know that, you have to make better records. You have to know your story. You have to know the numbers of your story, so you can connect the dots and know what actually story you are, instead of just telling yourself whatever you want to tell yourself. Because you can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself. The thing is, are you telling yourself the truth? And to know that, you have to keep good records, so you can look at the numbers of your life. What are the numbers of my life, so that I can connect it and actually see what my story is. So that's where we get into. It's just embracing your healing journey. Doesn't matter where you are. It's about making that loving progress inside yourself, forgiving yourself, loving yourself, no matter what situation, no matter how much people are persecuting you, or trying to put you down, trying to do this, trying to do that. You have the power to be at peace inside of you. You have the power to heal inside of you. You have the power. I'm not saying I'm healing you. I'm just saying I'm helping, coaching you. As I take self-responsibility, as I take self-accountability, I'm just helping you take self-accountability with yourself. So many times we try to say I need a partner, I need somebody to hold me accountable. But ultimately embracing healing journeys, understanding that it's all in you right now. As an adult, we gotta grow up, and we gotta take that, so then we can be a beautiful partner if we have that in our life, So the more that we embrace it, that's what I'm able to offer. And that's what I have chosen, that I have made the decision to do. I realized, as I've been journaling, I've been taught that in a beautiful way, And I've been journaling, and I've been understanding my thoughts, I've been understanding my emotions, I've put it on paper, and I've been seeing it. I'm like, wow, it helped me realize I'm not happy, I don't know myself, and I don't love myself. And only through that, through documenting that and seeing that, I can come to that conclusion and make a good decision to make the intent to set off to love myself, know myself, and be happy. And for whatever reason, I figured my hypothesis was that if I could reprogram myself, my brain, my mind, get in a different state of consciousness as I started to begin to experience that with 15-minute guided meditations, note to self, let's make some of those. Then, I set off and I committed myself to creating certain plans and courses to follow through and to see these different experiments. And what I've discovered is amazing. And so now I know to be careful in just allowing yourself to spew and affirm negativity. Like you have to get that negativity out and see how of a negative consciousness you have, so you can get inspired, and then now you have to create the new programming that you affirm inside your life. And you have to be devoted to that, to affirming the good things, the things that you want in your life. So if you're affirming the things that you don't want, we have to. So that's why the healing journal. We're going through the master classes and the weekly class. We have the meditation experience, just to be some silence inside of our life, not being so reactive. Building that clarity, detoxing the body, getting into detox programs and protocols as well too, help you lose weight and all that in a healthy way, because we're not losing weight, we're gaining things. We're gaining our clarity, we're gaining a lot of things. So stay tuned. Master Shane, Internal Arts Mind, Healing Holistic Being Temple, Healing Holistic Being Coaching, Meditating Blossom, accomplish wonders. Back at the studio. Stopped at the market for some nourishment and having a quick snack with some sardines here. Helping to inspire. That's how we take it to the next level. It's important to take out the trash. I feel that's an important lesson. That's what we're focusing on here. Taking out the trash. Refining the process. Maybe do a little neighbor type thing. What was that show? With Tim Allen? You never saw the neighbor's face? Huh? We depend upon the face. We create this association. This is okay. We're going to be moving to audio. It's really the voice that people recognize me with. And teaching healing with food, lessons in the kitchen. We might be filming another episode tonight. I have some things to make and to share and to show. Also just came from the fitness club. So we're making some nourishment. Really consuming nourishment, consuming protein. Watching out here too with the fish, with different mercury levels. And I'm not saying that I'm an expert in health and eating and everything. Inspiring people to take on their own study of health. And suggesting some people that I listen to, like Dr. Dan, who has an immense experience in athletes and bodybuilding and really optimizing one's nutrition, part of the study of health. We should learn what to eat, right, for nutrition purposes, because that should be why we consume food, is to restore, rejuvenate, really nourish our body, and also to enjoy life, enjoy our company, who we choose to share our life with. And so hopefully we're building a beautiful life to really share. And that's where we're getting into being productive, being resourceful, and being frugal in ways. Because some of the most successful people have been very frugal, not cheap, still living rich without going broke. Not cheap, rich, frugal, resourceful. And eating can be very expensive if one does not know how to eat creatively. Being able to help people be creative in the kitchen to create blessings that are shared, that are enjoyed. Really enjoying it. So moderation is very key. Very key. You know, I've overdosed on water, and that was a big teaching. Very big teaching. Moderation is key. I have some avocados, you know, and there's different strategies that one can execute, such as you know, Sylvester Stallone and such. What they did was go at the end of the night to a grocery store, to a market or something, and be able to go look for things on sale and see what you can use. Be creative. And find some nice fresh things that you can create some things. So we have some canned stuff, you know, we keep it in moderation, so there is a part of getting fresh stuff and being able to cook, but obviously we have certain things now that help us not waste, not necessarily wasting, but you know, we don't want to spend necessarily all day in the kitchen. This is a thing that has been happening in history, so it's quite relatively new. You know, this Roma tomato was like 33 cents, you know, nothing like, you know, and you can do different strategies as well too. Getting more into meal prep, where you take 3 or 4 hours a week in one trip to the grocery store or market or something to be able to consolidate and to create a strategy so you have a meal plan ahead for the whole week and you don't have to worry about it. We're also building cooking shows here, so I'm using my enjoyment. I enjoy looking at food and getting creative in what I can do. Some garbanzo beans. I love garbanzo beans, so this is something that's nutritious. It provides protein and other things that we're looking for as we're looking to build our body here. That's what I offer. I've mastered the mental meditation. That's what I'm teaching. And now we're getting into, okay, you want to see the proof in the pudding? Well, let's see how we can build this body, because it has been neglected in ways, and that's okay. The thing is the mind is a very, very powerful tool for us to be able to use. And teaching how to use it, teaching how to heal, how to create blessings in the kitchen. I love the kitchen. I grew up in the kitchen. And this is something you kind of have to do anyways. And there's the part of, we have this free time, so let's explore. That's one of the key words we're looking at with Internal Arts Mind, with Healing Holistic Being Temple, Healing Holistic Being Coaching. That's what we're getting into. Really holistic being coaching. What is holistic being coaching? We have personal training and coaching and things and self-development that have happened in the world. Now we're getting into what it means to be a holistic being. I found some red rice. This is interesting. Something to try. Watching the carbohydrates. You know, so I'm not necessarily eating rice all the time these days. There was a time where actually all I ate was rice. And there's specific protocols to help combat cancer with certain sequences of grains, you know, like rice one day, and then you have like rice and barley mix. Barley is an amazing grain. It has beautiful, beautiful flavor. Whether you cook that alone, you cook that with some rice, maybe you put that in a soup or something, it really gives soup a really nice dimension. And that's something that I really enjoy, cooking soups. It's something very easy and simple that allows a lot of creativity, whatever you have on hand, being creative, frugal. I mean, even getting into like foraging stuff. I mean, who says you can't just forage stuff if you know what you're doing, right? Just go straight to the source of nature. And we're also getting into being more mindful of how we shop. I've been making the intention, trying to be more conscious of like bringing bags to the store and everything. So, we have to be more conscious of like all the plastic bags we're using. I'm working towards this, being more productive with that, getting my own bags. I have bags, bringing them with me. And a key component is the process. It's really a process, getting out of blaming people, blaming things, blaming outcomes, situations that we don't have control over, because what we have control over is the decisions that we make that guide us or lead us to the certain outcomes. And sometimes when we are distracted or affected or consume too much garbage, we give too much meaning to the outcomes. We have to become better decision makers. Understanding, okay, for our life to improve, we have to start making better decisions in life. And one of the key components of making a better decision is having better data, having better records, not just data of this person, data of that person, but we need data of ourselves. We need to embrace our healing journey. So there's a little touch up here. There's a camera I had my eye on. There's several cameras. I'm doing a little research, and I think that's going to be really fun. Learning more about video editing. That's really fun. I'm getting really good at it, so that it's something I can do. I can pump out several videos, and now we're just sharing the vlog. Getting in the process and the habit and the ritual of doing this every day. Building the presence, letting people know we have a message. Building the students, the clienteles, because there's a lot of different businesses that we're building. That cleaning business, maybe becoming like a private chef in different ways. First and foremost, yes, to take care of myself, but we're getting out of that thinking, understanding that we are provided for, trusting that we are provided for, and really helping many, being an inspiration that, we can take some simple ingredients with some love, some thoughtfulness and consideration, and some friends. We can create some really magic moments that life is all about. Who knows what tomorrow will come. Today was a great reminder for me of that, which just really humbles you. And we're working on building the practice, The practice. Stayed up for a couple days, sometimes recently, and finding that pace. It's nice to get like 5 hours of rest, sometimes get a little bit more, and making sure that's not too draining. Because I've noticed that if I stay up for a couple days, it'll take me like, it could take like 10 hours for me to reset and to get to where I am. I've done different things, playing poker professionally. That was kind of some of my beginning experiences with that. Being able to still be with friends and everything and play poker throughout the night. I would stay up and then go play with friends during the day, and there's a certain brain fog, and there's a certain decline in mental alertness and sharpness, but it's good to kind of break out and test it, and test your will, get beyond your comfort zone and see what you can handle, kind of like how they have in the Navy and the Marines and everything. And you're staying up for like a lot for like a whole week. You're getting like so many hours in this week's period of time where you're just really pushing yourself, and it's a lot easier, better to do when you're younger, so that you can recover quicker. And we're also sharing our thinking process that went into shopping this, because there's certain thought patterns that would come up. We're taking care of temptation, we're taking care of a lot of things, so keeping it resourceful, it helps with having a proper thinking. Clear thinking is essential. So one of the things is we saw some lemons on sale, and that's a key component. It
it was nice. There's some fruit juices that would be really good to get, though I opted not to because we're focusing on limiting the sugar content, especially even fruit, and we're focusing on getting real fruit. So we got a pineapple yesterday for like under $3, a whole pineapple. You put some time and some love in cutting that thing, and that's a very beautiful, affordable thing that's very nourishing. It has a lot of nutrients and other things, enzymes that really help. And being careful with fruit. We don't want to eat too much. We want to watch the blood sugar and everything. So finding out what works for you, what is with your body, what can help is drinking some lemon with that, and drinking some lemon throughout. It's very detoxing. Also the enzymes and everything, getting probiotics. We're going to be sharing different protocols and programs that people can help with. I'm not saying I'm a doctor or anything, but I have a lot of experience in detoxing and playing with food and seeing what works for me. And so there's a certain protocol that I've kind of developed throughout the days that helped me a lot in being able to, number one, it's like a dance, it's like a balance of things that are detoxifying, things that, also want fiber, and different things. So eliminating carbs, like for me, carbs have always been a source of fiber and helping me to bulk up, that would allow to really get the toxins out. So fiber and other things, and now we're learning how to do that more efficiently without so many carbs. Really limiting that, because that can cause degenerative diseases. So watching the blood sugar, watching the cholesterol, not necessarily frying up too much, steaming things or eating fresh snacks, whether that's just like some carrots. We'll get into an interesting story with a family that, maybe Steve Jobs heard this, and this is what got him so passionate about carrots. But there's a story that I've heard about a family who grew carrots. That they would have a community. They had a community, a market, and you'd have to travel because we're talking about a farm type of area, and they, for whatever reason, didn't make it in town before winter, and so they weren't able to go to town for a winter, and all they had was carrots, so they had to just eat carrots the whole winter. And so the winter passes, lo and behold, I go to the market, everybody's kind of stuffy and a little sick and everything, but yet they're just like clear, healthy, vibrant, alive. They're just eating carrots the whole winter. And so it's a story about how healing carrots can be. We're going to get into juices and all sorts of beautiful things. So carrots are quite amazing. They're quite affordable. It can be a quite easy snack that you can have on hand. You can meal prep it during the week. And so you can have different things, and you can create different sauces. And we're going to be getting into creating different sauces, soup, broths, and different things, because we're not here to speak bad or anything about anybody, but we want to keep it fresh. And we're going back to my training, to some of my experiments of what it's like of making everything by hand, but not necessarily spending all day in the kitchen. So we can utilize some certain things with moderation. Some diced tomatoes and green chilies, so that can add flavor and different things. And salsa was on sale, so that can be nice. Making some eggs and having some salsa as a nice little snack. I do consume eggs as a protein and other nutrient sources. Looking into more omegas and different things that I have to cover up with not necessarily eating so much meat. I am going to be eating meat. I've been making an intent to go to the store, to the market that outlets the farm up in Fish Creek or around that area, Waseda Farms. It's a farm that I visited one time with some friends, and it was incredible. They use a specific technique that was developed by, what's her name, Temple. I'll have to look into that. But what she did, when she discovered, she was very compassionate about this. And the whole idea was to, if you're going to butcher or slaughter animals for meat, to be able to do it in a more loving way. so that you're not doing it in a stressful environment in such a shock way, because then it's going to create, physically speaking, adrenaline, and that adrenaline is going to get in the meat, and there can be much more spiritual meaning with that when it opens their heart and becomes a lot more compassionate, which is very learned. We can learn compassion just like we learn helplessness. So that's a key understanding that we get into psychology of learned helplessness, that there is this concept that we have identified through observing this phenomenon of learned helplessness, of what it happens, of like, there's a point of, if you're in chains and somebody tries to control you, like there's a point where you learn it, where it becomes habit and you don't need the chains. You don't know the reinforcement of whatever for somebody else to act how they want you to act. That's a huge thing that was in personal development psychology. It may not necessarily be talked about a lot per se right now, but it was talked about a lot in the earlier days. Like Tony Robbins would talk about it with the elephant, the baby elephant. This huge creature, this creature that grows up to be one of the biggest mammals. And if you chain it up early enough, you can program it and you can pretty much control it at will through fear. So things to be careful about. That's what we teach here, how to break free from the worry, become a peaceful warrior by becoming a better decision maker and an independent thinker. Inspiring others to find themselves, embrace their healing journey. Some green beans, some French style. These are good. I love the French style green beans. I love green beans. Green beans are delicious. These are just different things. You want a snack or anything, you can just get like a can of green beans, maybe some organic, watch for like the different things that they do, getting into making your own or and being able to share with friends and create a community that cans or preserves, and we're getting into like fermented foods, getting into microgreens, all sorts of different things. And it really begins to open up when we embrace meditation, embrace silence, to be able to let go of all the programming of what we think we need. So that's where we can finish up here in this video and see how we can edit this up real quick for today's vlog, because we got a lot more. We can maybe make a cooking show tonight too, because we're consuming some nourishment as we're working the body. We're at pretty much 2 a days for sure. I would love to get to 3 a days. But part of that is becoming profitable, building a business, because that's priority number one, building a career. And that's some things that came to me today. Might be building a brand of like the yoga dude. So I like that concept. I like that persona, that character. We could create a show. We're just creating a show here with Master Shane right now, doing what we can right now and moving forward, building a process, not blaming ourselves, getting out of the web of judgment. So that's where we start off with the weekly classes and helping bring forth self-accountability, because first you have to understand where you are. Stop being so hypnotized and amazed at things outside of yourself, but begin to understand that you are your own attraction in life, and we need facts. The truth will set you free, but what is the truth? Well, we're not getting into what somebody may personally believe. You can work with me privately if you want help with that. What we're here to do is to understand, okay, we need data on ourselves. We don't need to get too lost in the story. We need to see what the story actually is through the data points of ourselves. So we have to make better records, and finishing up the healing journal, we'll be able to sell that, and that can be a framework that people can start off with right away to be able to take notes and bring self-accountability. For me, this has just been paramount, absolutely paramount. I'm very thankful that I have records, and through the years it's been developing a system and a process that creates organization, that creates structure, so it's not creating more stress or worry. It's helping curb that, and it's something that you go on course, right? So we got the course that helps you stay on course of you. We need to create a map, some type of course, so we can stay on course. Like that airplane that gets to its destination like on time, every time, on the second, on the dot, even though through the journey of that destination, it's off course so many times, but through the readjustment, through the map, through the knowing of which direction, north, south, east, west, which direction are we going, what direction do we need to go into, and just always constantly building that awareness, that mindfulness and readjustment, it is done. It has arrived. It is there. It is here. It is now. And it's a beautiful thing. We don't have to worry so much. We don't have to stress out so much. A big part of it is slowing down to speed up, take care of the stress and worry, because that's creating so many hindrances, so many obstacles, all the unattainable desires, all the emotions. And so how do we really know? How do we really know? How do we really know what we really need to know? Instead of trying to figure out how to do this skill, how to do that skill, how do we come alive? How do we tap into the knowledge inside of ourselves so that we start to develop wisdom inside of our lives? Because we need wisdom. We don't just need knowledge, we need understanding and wisdom. And we need to embrace silence to be able to do that. So, I also got some strawberries too. An onion, fry up that onion a little bit. I like mushrooms. I like to grow mushrooms. I have some people I gotta contact and catch up with. But being clear with what you're trying to achieve in your outcome, what you really want to happen, and being flexible in your strategy, in your path to that, understanding that it's about the destination. It's about enjoying the journey and not getting too caught up in the particular way or particular belief that is necessary for you to achieve and fulfill what you're here to achieve and fulfill. And that begins with understanding that there is a dream, that there is a purpose, that there's no time to waste. So how do we use our time? Well, we have to start to draw out the dots in our life. We need the data points so that we can connect those dots and really see the story that we've been living, not the story that we've been telling ourselves, because we can tell ourselves whatever we want to tell ourselves. And we get some of those data points when we say we go see a doctor, and we go see some of the data points, but we can gather our own data points. Some of the data points that we want to gather is our daily emotions. We want to be able to track, okay, how do I feel this day? And then you can look back at your week and you can see, oh wow, you can connect the dots. You can see, okay, I was really like, what other variables, what was happening during that day? What was happening during my life? Not getting caught up in that, and then we want to build a vision. We want to affirm a lot of positive things inside of our lives. Taking care of the emotion, taking care of the trauma, embracing the healing journey, because we're dealt cards in life. It's not just rainbows and sunshines. Our fulfillment here is to take care of a lot of dirt, is to take care of a lot of stuff that we may not want to take care of. So it's important for us to be on point, to be on purpose, to be on course, to have self-accountability. And to do that, inspiration, being inspired by potential, being inspired by what you can become, because it's only a matter of time before you realize who you can become. And the more time wasted, the more youth wasted, the more resources wasted, the harder it's going to be. And so the more you're going to have to become inspired and determined and magnificently obsessed with making that happen today. Not tomorrow, but today. And just finding that pace for you, that you can create congruency, consistency inside your life. It's never too late as long as you're up. So that's a big concept. There's a dream, there's a purpose. It's not too late. Just like Colonel Sanders, like he didn't start that business and that enterprise and really come into what he felt alive with sharing chicken and the secret recipe until later on in his life. And so it's not too late, and it's also not about necessarily all about us as well too. I feel a lot of value in finding out what you excel at. I don't think everybody is an entrepreneur per se. That's why we're also building businesses for our students so that we have work for our students. Well, we're taking this to kind of the old school, the underground way. It's like the mafia without being the mafia. All right, because we gotta get to work. Work is a very beautiful thing. Work is very fulfilling. It gets you out of trouble, and it helps you build self-confidence, self-esteem, dignity inside of yourself. It helps you bring in money, be provided for, understand that you are provided for, so you're not worrying about money. You have to get worrying about money. We have to look at who we're associated with. We have to look at the environments that we put ourselves in and start to develop and put ourselves in environments that are conducive to a good epigenetics, to creativity, to embracing our genius, to feeling good, to being healthy, to being wealthy, to being prosperous. That's the deep part about Internal Arts Mind. Is the core concept is health, wealth, and prosperity, because we are here to be healthy, we are here to be wealthy, and we are here to be prosperous. But how well do we really know that? Wealth is not just about money, it's about health, it's about real, it's about rawness. So let's get out of all the preserving, trying to put off things for yesterday when really all we have is today. So that is a very beautiful video that we have going on, and we have much, much more as we are continuing to inspire and build new habits and consistency in our daily practice, in our spiritual practice, that helps us embrace and move forward upon our healing journey as we heal, as we look forth inside of ourselves to make peace, resolution come out. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Master Shane helping you find you, the real deal. Master Shane.
Alright, so we're getting ready to edit here. A few things I want to share too, because I just got a lot of things coming out. We're having a coming out party. We're having kind of a launch party. So we have some aloe vera, which is very beautiful moisturizer. Because a big part that I'm helping with is detoxing. We have to watch out with detoxing. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm upping my detoxing. And so it's being careful, because then we become aware of all the toxins and all the things, so that we might like bring up pain that's been hiding inside of the body. So it's very beautiful to take care of ourselves, getting into like self-massage and different things, and some of the things we can do. Aloe vera is very beautiful. You can even buy a leaf that helps moisturize, and other things. We can put like lemon on our face to help detox as well too. And being careful with the detoxing problem, so it's something to be inspired by, so that we can take it in a gentle way as much as possible. So you might break out with your skin and different things through embracing the healing process, embracing the detox process. And it's important to take care of ourselves. The skin is the largest organ. It can tell a lot of things. So understanding, like, we just live in a very polluted world. So having patience with yourself, this is my biggest lesson right now. For today, I did a spiritual reading, and it's really just giving thanks for myself of the progress that I have made, and being gentle with myself, not being hard on myself, because I can tend to be very hard on myself with all the aspirations and everything, and not many people really understand exactly the urgency and everything that I feel inside of myself, which is okay, because it's for me to do, right? We have this content. Content is what's inside. Our job is not to express our content. No one gives a fuck about our content. What we have to do is we have to embrace our healing journey, so that we can better understand the content within inside of ourselves, so that we can create art, so we can so we can express what is going on inside of ourselves. But first we have to kind of process, we have to bring forth understanding, wisdom, to be able to understand how to express it without causing harm. That's so we don't create a polluted, hurtful, harmful type of world. So this is a lesson, rising to the challenge, understanding this is a challenge. This is a beautiful thing for us to learn, to grow, and become wiser through this experience as we embrace it, as we rise to the challenge, get out of good and bad, and we're taking care. So we also have some more Mito. We're getting into this. This is one of the big companies and companies and organizations that we're a part of. Is really, 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 really healing. And it helps with the detoxification process. This is the rejuvenate. This is the outside going in. There's two main products for people, and we also have the pet product as well. That's a very beautiful thing. We all love our pets, and we want our pets to feel amazing. So there's some incredible stories being shared on the weekly calls. We have some weekly calls that you can be a part of. You can buy this product from me to become part of the company, to spread it, and to become a distributor, a representative, an ambassador. You're going to have to meet with the team and there's other pre-requirements because we're not just letting anybody in. We're starting to build a business in a very beautiful way that gives back to the people. Okay, so that's why how this company is structured and organized and designed to really compensate the people. Okay, and another key element of it is what it's doing, what it seeks to achieve, and which it does is to rejuvenate and get to the cellular level to restore the cellular energy. We're here to restore the mitochondria of the body so that we have more cellular energy. This is not necessarily just a coffee or a big caffeine hit and crash. This is more of a sustainable type of energy for us to build inside of ourselves, which is part of really being able to develop one's pace in life, okay? And as we build kind of our work ethic and our attitude towards work and not looking at it as something that we have to do, like this is something we are blessed to do. Like we are blessed to be alive in the beginning parts of this. So like that's part of it is just I love to be productive. Like I've always had this where I can only take so much of like small talk where it's like, well, are we achieving anything? Because I feel like I want to achieve some stuff here. Like what's really going on? And so that's the purpose of this vlog, of this thing, is like how do we create content? We capture things, capture moments in the day. Like we're collecting all of this data, and I want to be able to do something with it because I've been collecting data for many, many years, and I have journals and all this, which helps me have good records and developing the structure and the process necessary so that it's not difficult. So that it's like, okay, I follow this practice, I follow this process. And part of that is recording what you do throughout the day, what is done, and how you use your time. You don't necessarily want to be, maybe you do, but I wouldn't suggest it to be one of those people who just go through life and just, I wonder where the time went. I wonder where the money went. Well, were you keeping good records? Because that's how you know. That's how you know where the money went. That's how you know where the time went. And these are just valuable resources that we can't get time back. Maybe we can if we, we'll get into that. Privately, we'll get into that if you want to get into that. But like, generally speaking, we can't get time back. Because I feel like I got extra time here. So I feel like I got a duty. I got a commitment to help other people, to inspire other people, and that's the beauty. The people who kind of crossed over and came back, they're quite motivated. They're quite inspired. They're quite thankful to be alive. And building this, not making this too complicated, whatever, being real, being raw, like this is something for a lot of value for people to watch. But first and foremost, it's for myself because I'm developing my own sense of self. Okay, what am I speaking? What am I talking about? Well, we're so easy to talk with other people and tell this person this and tell that person that, but like, what's coming out of your mouth? And to be able to do that one way is, well, you can record yourself. This is what I've done for a lot, and part of that is getting on the video and seeing that, doing mirror work right on the camera and looking at yourself. Because even a lot of stars and whatever, they've even mentioned like some of them, like they won't unwilling to watch their own movies. Like you can like, because that takes a lot of vulnerability to look at yourself and look at yourself lovingly and not judge yourself, especially like your younger self. But the more we can do that, the more we can embrace that, the more progress, the more healing we can bring forth within inside of ourselves. So that's a few things that I'm here to share. The more mito, taking care of ourselves, moisturizing ourselves, we freshen up at the fitness club, and some of the things that we teach, and personal mentorship and everything, really taking that feedback and having someone that can help you identify like where your energy is, where you are in your life, so what is really best needed. And you can do that on your own. You can do that as well with building your own journal. We're getting out our own journal that will be selling and letting people, and we're also taking donations as well too. You can donate to Internal Arts Mind, to Master Shane, Healing Holistic Being Temple, if you feel supported and you want to give back, because that's a big part of this is contribution. We want to be able to have at least 10% of what we make to give back, and working towards like maybe 20, maybe 30%. of what we make to give that to other people, or things that we believe in, or things that we want to support. It's not just about us. It's a beautiful thing when you get out of that and you get more inspired, because the truth is a lot of people, they become parents and then become inspired, they become motivated because they have to provide for more than just themselves. They have to provide for a partner. Not necessarily that they're providing necessarily, but you know what I'm saying, where they have to make things happen in a certain way. And we can become resentful for that, but the reality is that a child helps you become more of who you can become, being inspired by potential. And that's the same way with a spouse, with a partner as well too. So the more that we can look at it in that type of manner, and that's what we're getting into with internal arts mind, that I'm beginning to learn and understand here, is that calling forth the divine masculine and what it means, and really understanding what a spouse and a partner does, being an inspiration to help, being a reflection and mirror for one to embrace more of their potential. So understanding that, being thankful and rising to the challenge and rising to the occasion, because nobody's saying it's going to be easy, nobody's saying that it becomes that. So it's the part of praying to become stronger, looking for the inner strength rather than things to become easier, because clearly we're at a time where things are not necessarily the easiest. These aren't the easiest times. We need to find the courage and the strength inside of ourselves to rise to the occasion, rise to the challenges, so that we can help build a beautiful world, have heroes that have strength for two, not just talking aggression, not just talking dominance, but we're talking about inner strength, we're talking about the strength of love, we're talking about the strength to forgive, we're talking about the strength to reserve one's assumptions, but be able to express one's feelings. Okay, that's a huge concept. So we got a lot there. We're going through, building so much stuff here, and it's pretty much, this is where I'm at. You can, we got product for you that really helps. What do you really believe in? And we're building this, and this isn't just a product. This is a company. We have weekly calls, and I'm building my own team. As I'm building my own products. I have a lot of products and services that are out and that are coming out. It's not necessarily out there in the public. We're building that. Primarily, we've been planting seeds, and it's going underground, because that's really what it's about. For me, at least, because I've been in a situation where I have been very, very depressed and close to death, given up in life. But having people believe in you and have people speak to you when nobody else will speak to you is absolutely priceless. And for me to do that, that's really what it's about. To have those people, because it's easy to step on stage and to be rich and famous, but it's difficult to know who really cares about you, who really loves you, and who really has your back in the spotlight. So embracing that, it's not necessarily about that. So that's a good thing of being in a position where you don't necessarily have a lot of attention, and you can really see by embracing the hard questions, by speaking the truth to people and seeing how they react. Not in a judgment way, but just being able to see, okay, who's really going to be with you through thick and thin. And it's not to place blame. We're getting out of the web of judgment, and we're teaching how to keep a blessing list. So we also have prayers on Fiverr. I have a service on Fiverr, and we're working on all the assets, so we have that in one place, and being able to promote that, whether it's donating and also teaching people how to receive through Source and different prayers, because it's about building a prayer list. I'm focusing on blessings. I'm focusing on blessing myself, making sure that I remove any hindrance within me from receiving the blessing in which I am, and being able to share that frequency with others to help attune them to that inside of themselves. Not saying that I am the light of you, but you have the light inside of you. And that's what we're here to do with Internal Arts Mind, helping you understand that you are the way of success inside of your life. And that begins by asking and really starting to find the answer in your life. What is the answer in your life? Not somebody else's answer. Somebody may be trying to push it and this and that, but there comes a point where enough is enough, and you start looking inside yourself and you start asking, well, what's my answer in life? What is my answer in life? That may be somebody else's answer in life, but what is my answer in life? Hope this helps. Let's get this done, because that's what it's about, building that commitment. What is done, we can write that down, take off that checklist, because that's a beautiful thing. You feel good with that, and We also want to keep track of our time and everything, because we're not here just to mindlessly go through and do minor things. We don't want to major in minor things. We do want to identify the few things, so that's why we go in our daily journal and what are the top 3 priorities of that day. What are the top 3 priorities of the day? Asking better questions to be able to make better decisions inside of our life. What are really the few activities that if we accomplish that, if we do today, that's really going to move the needle and really move us forward in life. Hope that helps. Max is Shane, the real deal, Eternal Arts Mind, your way of success. Many blessings. Have a beautiful day.